In this lesson, we're going to explore what is going on inside of a project file. Since we're working inside of an IDE, we're going to have to explore what's in there without opening up the project file. Generally, we could open the project file in ArcGIS Pro. We could go and look at what map layers was there, different maps, different layouts. We could explore all that inside ArcGIS Pro. But if we just have the project file information, we cannot go and explore that type of stuff. We need to be able to get a list of all the layers, get a list of all the different maps, layouts, so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to look at, is how to do that. This particular exercise is blocked into several different segments, all done in one script, but only certain segments could be done if that was all the information that was required. So you can see on the screen our complete script here, and we want to go through what some of the lines do on this script. So we're going to look at some of the lines of code that we have here. So the first two lines of code that we have are setting up some parameters. Obviously, we're loading ArcPy, and then we have the complete pathway to where our project file is. And notice it has the extension of a project file on the end, the APRX, and we set our variable name to APRX. So this is the information that's in the project file, and we have a new command, ArcGIS project, here that we have to make use of. Next, we set a variable to list of maps. So remember, the tabs that we can have inside Pro, one of those tabs that we can have is maps, and we can have multiple map tabs. So we don't know how many map tabs we might have in this project. So first of all, we want to look at a list of all the map tabs. That's going to be saved in the variable M. And then we have this loop, this for loop here. And in this for loop, we are going to print the name of each map tab. And now if you use the default names, this is going to be things like map 1, map 0, so on and so forth. So we're going to print the names of the maps. So that's what's being done in the first two lines here. In the next two lines, what we're going to do is we're going to list the layers under each map. So we go through and say, okay, is there a map there? That's called list. If there is in our for statement, we print the name of the map tab. And then the next couple lines in the embedded nested for loop, we're going to see if there are layers in that map, and if they are, we're going to print those layer names. So we print the name of the map, and then we print all the layers on that map. We print the name of the next map and all the layers on the next map. So that's what's going on here in this first section. We're dealing with maps. In the next section, and let me change the color of my pen just so we realize this is the next section. So here in this next section, going downward, what we're looking at is layouts. So the next thing we want to do is print the layouts that might be there. And so we print the layout name, and then we come into a for loop. And in the for loop, we want to know the size of this layout. So if you notice here, we have page units, page height, page width. We have our variable LYT as part of APRX to list the layouts here. And so we have the name of the layout, we have the height, the width, and whatever units those are in. And this formatting, just follow this formatting. This is the formatting that will work for you. So what we're doing is printing the names of all the layouts and what their size is going to be. So it's going to say things like layout, and it's going to say 4.5 or 4.5 by 10, and then it's going to say inches or inch, whatever the unit R we're using. So that's how it's going to come out for us. If there's another layout, then it'd be layout 1, and so on and so forth with its appropriate size. So that's the next segment that we're doing here. We're printing the different layouts that's in this project file. So then if we move on down, what we want to do is know what elements are in our layout. What do we mean by elements? Things like the title, the north pointing arrow bar, the scale bar, those type of things. So these are things like the legend. So that's what, here we're printing the legend for us. We're printing the name of all the potential elements here for us. And so what we're going to do is we'll come in and have each element printed. So it's going to tell us in this for loop in legend 1, and we're only doing this for legend 1. You could do it for another looping function. You could do it for all the different layouts. But for legend 1, you know, what are the different elements? So legend 1 is a list variable, and then we're looking at the different elements, and we called that LL. Maybe not a good name because it looks like 1 there, but it's LL, and we're printing the first element. And then we go back through and we print the next element. And finally, when we get all done, we clear out some of the variables that we used and things. So this file does multiple things. It prints the names of the maps, prints the layers in the map, each map. It prints the layouts for us with their appropriate size. And it then prints all the elements in one of the layouts. Again, it could have been in all the layouts, but it does it in just one of the layouts. So this small script gives us a lot of information about the project file without ever having to open the project file. And that's the purpose of this. So we want to know that information about the project file to know if this is the right project file for what we're looking to do and things like that.